This is the Tackle Club June cod box. Too big for a box, so we've got it all in a bag. Okay, let's start off with the soft plastics and jig head combo that we've included this month. So from Barambah Lures, we have the Barra jig heads in a 1/2 ounce and a 7/0 hook, and that's going to match up to your Homunculus Pontoon 21 Araruna Dun. Say that 5 times over and over as fast as you can. These are like a big ribbed body paddle tail with the right size hook. So yes, these will match up to the plastics that we've included together. And something like this is going to be perfect for casting up into those like overhanging trees, into those snags, and just slow rolling along, you know, like fallen timber as well. Just slow roll, let this thing go down deep, let the paddle tail do its thing. Now, what I also like to do, which is good about these Barambah Barra jig heads, is they've got a little tie point underneath the jig head. Now, I don't tie my line to this, but you can get like a little Colorado blade or something from a spinnerbait, chuck this underneath there on a little swivel, and then you've essentially got yourself like a little spinning blade underneath your plastic. So you're going to get a lot more flash and vibration added onto the soft plastic with that big paddle tail working its magic, which is going to be fantastic for like bumping over some of this rocky structure, these logs, fallen timber, etc. Now I've got two different hard bodies for you this month. We've got a shallow option and a deeper option. So I'm going to start off with the one from our friends at Rapala. This is the Super Shadow Wrap. So built tough, straight out of the packet, ready to roll. You've got yourself some tough trebles, super hard plastic body. Now this is only a shallower diver, so it's only going to go about 3 to 5 foot, but it does weigh 77 grams. So it does have a bit of weight to it. So you want to make sure you've got a fairly sturdy rod for hoofing this one out there. But it's essentially like a little twitch bait. Well, not little, it's a big one. It's essentially like a little twitch bait in a big profile. So something like this you can cast up into the shallows and just sort of give it a few rips just to twitch it down and leave it to pause, which is fantastic. Jumping then into a slow roll. Feel free to jump straight into the slow roll if you like, but I find in the cooler months like we're in now, the fish are sitting still a lot more, their metabolism is a lot slower, they're less likely to go chasing after fish. They just want the bait to swim past their mouth and whack it. So by adding in a lot of pauses, I feel like you're more likely to get that hit from that big cod that's just lounging around under that fallen timber or whatever structure you're fishing. Now, if you need to go deeper, then the next one here is the Panacea Marauder. So this one is a super deep dive. You can see by the size of the bib on this one here. It's gonna dive down 9 meters plus. So I'm thinking like steep rock walls where you can rip this thing down, or you can troll along like original riverbeds, and this thing is going to be going down deep, bumping along the bottom is going to be perfect. Obviously, if you're trolling, I'm thinking like a slower troll. Try to slow it down as much as you can. Get this thing just doing a slow wobble near the bottom of the structure, near the edge of that riverbed, and then you're probably in for a high chance. So good for both casting and trolling. Then last but not least, from our good mates at Team Raptor. Haven't even opened it yet. A nice new spinnerbait, and I actually quite like the color of this one. I've got like it's sort of like a motor oil red. But spinnerbaits, we often like to include in the cod boxes because they are one of the most versatile lures you can use. So this one's pre-rigged with a nice big curl tail grub style plastic on there. It's got twin big blades on it, nice weight. So these things are super versatile for casting into the thick structure. Because of the big V wireframe on the front means you can normally just swim it straight over top and it'll just bounce over top of the structure. You can let this sink down deep, you can start the retrieve early, you can fish them in any way that your mind can imagine, but spinnerbaits are just super versatile in just about any structure that you're fishing. They're normally one of the lures I'll always have tied on to one of my setups when I go out cod fishing. And that's it for the June cod box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.